Asterisk life is full of moments when we look around and realize that the crowd we thought would always surround us is no longer there. Maybe friends drifted apart. Maybe family didn't understand. Maybe the people we leaned on suddenly weren't as reliable as we believed. And in that moment, when silence feels heavier than sound, when loneliness feels stronger than company, a question rises inside us. Can I walk this path alone? Asterisk, it's a scary thought, isn't it? Walking alone. Taking a step without someone beside you to cheer, to guide, or to protect. But here's something powerful to remember. The sun rises alone every single day. It does not wait for company. It does not ask for permission. It does not beg for validation. It simply rises, shines, and gives light to the entire world. And if the sun can do that, why can't you? Asterisk, walking alone isn't about isolation. It's about courage. It's about choosing to keep moving even when no one else believes in your direction. It's about trusting yourself enough to say, I might be the only one walking this road, but I believe it leads somewhere worth going. That belief is where greatness begins. That belief is what transforms lonely paths into legendary journeys. Asterisk, think of history. Think of the pioneers, the inventors, the leaders who shaped the world. Do you imagine they always had a cheering squad? Do you think every step they took was met with applause and support? No, most of the time, they walked alone. They carried visions too heavy for others to understand. They carried dreams too bright for others to see. They carried convictions too powerful for others to accept. And in their solitude, they discovered the strength that only comes from daring to walk alone. Asterisk, but let's be honest. Walking alone is not easy. Loneliness is heavy. Silence can echo like thunder in your chest. There are nights when you will question yourself. There are days when your reflection in the mirror will look like a stranger. There will be times when the path feels endless and the world feels blind to your efforts. That is the price of walking alone. But here is the truth: the road may feel empty, but it is never meaningless. Asterisk, every step you take alone builds resilience. Every moment you spend in silence builds clarity. Every tear that falls in solitude waters the soil for your future strength. Walking alone is not a punishment, it is preparation. It is life's way of sharpening you, of carving away the unnecessary, of teaching you how powerful you truly are. Asterisk, let's imagine the sun again. It rises in darkness, alone. The sky is black, the air is still, and no one claps when it begins its climb. And yet, it rises, quietly, relentlessly, until the light spills across the earth, warming oceans, touching mountains, igniting cities. The sun does not need validation to shine. It simply shines. That's the lesson. Don't wait for the applause. Don't wait for the support. Don't wait for the company. Rise anyway. Shine anyway. Asterisk, now ask yourself, what is it that you've been waiting for? Have you been waiting for friends to support your dream before you chase it? Have you been waiting for family approval before you take the leap? Have you been waiting for the perfect partner before you love yourself fully? If so, understand this. The longer you wait, the dimmer your light becomes. Stop waiting. Start rising. Asterisk, walking alone doesn't mean you'll always be alone. Just as the sun rises alone but eventually meets the clouds, the wind, and the life it sustains, your journey will eventually connect you with others who see your light, who resonate with your energy, who share your vision. But they will only find you if you start walking. If you stay still, afraid of solitude, you will never discover the community that is waiting at the other end of your courage. Asterisk. Some of you listening right now are at a crossroads. Maybe you've been betrayed by someone you trusted. Maybe you've been left behind by people you loved. Maybe you've outgrown your environment, and the crowd you once fit into no longer feels like home. That pain is real. That loneliness is heavy. But it is also your invitation. An invitation to walk alone. An invitation to rise like the sun. Asterisk, there's a reason the sun rises before the world wakes. It's a symbol. It's a reminder that true power doesn't come from the crowd, it comes from within. The same is true for you. Your strength isn't measured by how many people surround you. It's measured by how you move forward when no one else is there. It's measured by how much faith you carry in silence. Asterisk, maybe right now you feel small. Maybe you feel unseen, unheard, unvalued. But remember this, the sun, when it first rises, is just a thin line of light at the horizon. It looks fragile, almost delicate. But give it time. Give it patience. That fragile light turns into unstoppable brilliance. That's you. Even if your first steps feel shaky, even if your voice trembles, even if your heart doubts, keep rising. Keep shining. Asterisk, people will misunderstand you. People will judge you. People will question why you choose a path that doesn't look safe, doesn't look familiar, doesn't look popular. That's fine. That's expected. Because walking alone is not about them, it's about you. It's about choosing authenticity over approval. It's about choosing growth over comfort. It's about choosing destiny over distraction. Asterisk, do you know why so many people never discover their true potential? It's not because they lack talent. It's not because they lack opportunity. It's because they're too afraid to walk alone. They stay in circles that shrink their vision. They cling to company that drains their energy. They keep waiting for others to move with them, and in that waiting, they lose years of their lives. Don't let that be your story. Asterisk, every great transformation begins with one person who decided to rise alone. The student who stayed up late studying while others partied. The athlete who trained in silence while others mocked. The dreamer who built in the dark before the world could see. That's how greatness is born. That's how legends are created. Alone first, admired later. Asterisk, and here's another truth. Walking alone reveals who you truly are. When the noise fades, when the crowd disappears, when the distractions are gone, you are left with yourself. Your thoughts. Your fears. Your hopes. Your doubts. That's when you discover what really drives you. That's when you meet the real, the one that's been buried under expectations, under opinions, under noise. Walking alone isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about meeting yourself along the way. Asterisk. The journey will test you. It will challenge you. But it will also transform you. And when you come out on the other side, when you look back, you'll realize something powerful. You were never truly alone. Life was walking with you. The universe was guiding you. And your own soul was cheering you on the entire time. Asterisk. So let me say this clearly. Don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to rise like the sun. Don't be afraid to shine in silence. Your journey may begin in solitude, but it will end in brilliance. Trust that. Believe that. Live that. Asterisk, because the world doesn't need another follower afraid of silence. The world needs more sons brave enough to rise alone, bright enough to light the way, strong enough to keep shining no matter what. Be that sun. Be that light. Walk alone, and you will find not only your path, but your power. Asterisk. Walking alone doesn't always mean empty roads and silence, it also means freedom. When you walk alone, you are not bound by the expectations of others. You are not forced to adjust your pace to match theirs. You are not limited by the vision they have for themselves. You move at your own rhythm. You follow your own compass. And in that independence, you discover a truth that most people never find. Freedom is the birthplace of power. Asterisk, think about it. How many times have you wanted to do something, start a project, take a risk, follow a dream, but you held back because you were waiting for someone else to join you? How many times did you silence your own voice because you feared the judgment of others? How many times did you lower your light because the crowd wasn't ready for your shine? That hesitation is the chain of dependency. Walking alone breaks that chain. It teaches you to stop waiting and start living. Asterisk, the sun does not ask permission to rise. It does not wonder if the world is ready. It simply shows up. That's what you must do with your dreams. Show up, even if no one is watching. Even if no one claps. Even if no one understands. Your consistency will become your strength, and eventually, your strength will become your legacy. Asterisk, walking alone also refines your focus. When you're surrounded by noise, your vision blurs. Opinions, doubts, and distractions pile up like clouds, hiding the direction of your path. But when you step into solitude, the fog clears. You start to hear the quiet voice within you, the one that knows what you truly want, the one that whispers your purpose, the one that guides you toward the life meant for you. Silence sharpens vision. Solitude reveals direction. Asterisk, but let me remind you, choosing to walk alone does not mean rejecting love, friendship, or community. It means you no longer depend on them for your sense of worth. It means you no longer delay your purpose while waiting for others to understand. It means you no longer fear being misunderstood. You walk alone because you trust that the right people, the right companions, the right allies will meet you on the road once you start moving. And here's the beauty of it when you walk alone. The people who join you are not those who need you to shrink for their comfort. They are those who see your light and rise with you. They are those who match your stride, who share your vision, who respect your courage. Walking alone filters your circle. It removes the ones who are only there for convenience and leaves space for those who are there for destiny. Asterisk. Let me tell you a truth many people avoid. Some of the loneliest moments in life happen in crowds. You can be surrounded by dozens of people, yet feel invisible. You can have 1,000 social media connections, yet feel unheard. You can smile in a group photo, yet cry in silence at night. That's because presence is not the same as connection. And company is not the same as companionship. Asterisk, walking alone teaches you to stop chasing the illusion of belonging. It shows you that true belonging comes when you belong to yourself first. When you walk in alignment with your purpose, when you live in truth with your values, when you honor the light within you, then and only then do you attract the kind of belonging that fills, not drains. Asterisk, look at the sun again. It shines for the world, but it does not change its light for anyone. It does not dim when clouds appear. It does not hide when storms rage. It shines consistently, faithfully, unapologetically. That's the motto for your life. Shine in truth, not in imitation. Shine for purpose, not for approval. Shine in consistency, not in fear. Asterisk, but I know what you're thinking. What about the pain? What about the loneliness that stings like fire? What about the nights when silence feels unbearable? Those moments are real. Those struggles are heavy. But let me ask you this, what hurts more? Walking alone toward your destiny or staying with the crowd and betraying your soul? One kind of pain is temporary, the other lasts a lifetime. Choose the pain that leads to growth. Choose the struggle that leads to freedom. Asterisk, because loneliness in the pursuit of purpose eventually transforms into strength. Every tear you cry in solitude becomes fuel. Every doubt you face alone becomes wisdom. Every setback you endure alone becomes testimony. Pain is not the end of the road, it is part of the shaping process. It builds resilience. It carves character. It strengthens faith. Asterisk, there will come a day when you look back and thank the moments that once broke you. There will come a day when you realize those lonely nights were the birthplace of your strength. There will come a day when you understand that the silence you feared was the soil of your transformation. You will thank the seasons of solitude because without them, you would not have discovered the power of your light. Asterisk, think of a seed. Buried in darkness, alone in the soil, surrounded by silence. That seed could feel forgotten. It could feel abandoned. But in truth, it is being prepared. It is in that hidden place that roots form. It is in that quiet place that growth begins. And one day, that seed breaks through the soil, rises toward the sky, and becomes what it was meant to be. That is you. Alone now, maybe, but not forgotten. Only preparing. Only growing. Asterisk, walking alone also teaches you discipline. When no one is there to remind you, when no one is there to push you, when no one is there to motivate you, you learn to push yourself. You learn to rise even when your body is heavy. You learn to move even when your heart is tired. You learn to create even when no one is clapping. That discipline becomes unstoppable strength. Because if you can walk alone, you can walk anywhere. Asterisk, and let me tell you something. Walking alone is the greatest act of faith you will ever make. Faith in yourself. Faith in your vision. Faith in your creator. Faith that even if you cannot see the entire road, the step you take today will lead to the step you need tomorrow. Walking alone is trust in motion. And faith like that cannot fail. Asterisk, when you choose to walk alone, you stop waiting for life to happen. You start creating life. You stop depending on others to hand you opportunities. You start building your own. You stop living as a shadow. You start becoming the light. Asterisk, the sun rises alone every day. But notice what happens when it shines. The world wakes up. Flowers open. Birds sing. Rivers sparkle. Life begins again. In the same way, your courage to walk alone will awaken others. Your bravery will inspire. Your resilience will give hope. Your light will make others believe that they too can rise. Asterisk, never underestimate the impact of your lonely journey. You might think your steps are small, invisible, unnoticed. But someone is watching. Someone is learning from your courage. Someone is finding hope in your example. You may not even know who they are, but your light is reaching them. Just as the sun cannot control who benefits from its shine, you cannot control who finds strength in your walk. But trust me, they are out there. Asterisk. So, if today you feel alone, remember this. You are not weak. You are being prepared. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not abandoned. You are being refined. Walking alone is not your ending. It is your beginning. It is the season where your foundation is built, where your strength is forged, where your destiny is awakened. Asterisk. Do not fear it. Embrace it. Walk with courage. Walk with faith. Walk with fire. Because one day soon, the path that feels empty will become the road others follow. The silence that feels heavy will become the testimony that inspires. And the light you built alone will shine bright enough to guide generations. Asterisk. So rise. Like the sun. Alone if you must, but rise, shine, even if no one claps, shine. Even if no one understands, shine. Even if storms rage, shine. The world needs your light. And the only way to give it is to be brave enough to walk alone. Walking alone doesn't always mean empty roads and silence. It also means freedom. When you walk alone, you are not bound by the expectations of others. You are not forced to adjust your pace to match theirs. You are not limited by the vision they have for themselves. You move at your own rhythm. You follow your own compass. And in that independence, you discover a truth that most people never find. Freedom is the birthplace of power. Asterisk. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to do something, start a project, take a risk, follow a dream, but you held back because you were waiting for someone else to join you? How many times did you silence your own voice because you feared the judgment of others? How many times did you lower your light because the crowd wasn't ready for your shine? That hesitation is the chain of dependency. Walking alone breaks that chain. It teaches you to stop waiting and start living. Asterisk. The sun does not ask permission to rise. It does not wonder if the world is ready. It simply shows up. That's what you must do with your dreams. Show up, even if no one is watching. Even if no one claps. Even if no one understands. Your consistency will become your strength, and eventually, your strength will become your legacy. Asterisk. Walking alone also refines your focus. When you're surrounded by noise, your vision blurs. Opinions, doubts, and distractions pile up like clouds, hiding the direction of your path. But when you step into solitude, the fog clears. You start to hear the quiet voice within you, the one that knows what you truly want, the one that whispers your purpose, the one that guides you toward the life meant for you. Silence sharpens vision. Solitude reveals direction. Asterisk. But let me remind you, choosing to walk alone does not mean rejecting love, friendship, or community. It means you no longer depend on them for your sense of worth. It means you no longer delay your purpose while waiting for others to understand. It means you no longer fear being misunderstood. You walk alone because you trust that the right people, the right companions, the right allies will meet you on the road once you start moving.